Plywood Presents the Path Project. Make sure this height is good. You're good. Your 5 minutes begins now.
So, when are you going to leave? That simple question changed my life forever. It was 2010, and my wife Melinda and I and some friends from our church had started showing up in a mobile home park just a few miles from our house in the suburbs of northern Atlanta to help some kids with homework. This neighborhood is home to majority first and second generation immigrants from Mexico. And as a suburban white kid from Gwinnett County, my new immigrant friends completely changed my worldview. One of the folks we met those first few months was a 6th grade girl named Sophia. One afternoon, Sophia asked my wife and I, she said simply, "When are you gonna leave?" She said, "Everyone that comes into our neighborhood always leaves and they never stay." My wife Melinda didn't know what to say, so she looked at her and said, "I'm gonna be at your high school graduation." And so once Melinda decided to rope us into this neighborhood for the rest of our lives, we decided that we needed to learn as much as we could about this community. So we started asking questions, and a couple things stood out. The first was that suburban poverty was not that different than urban poverty. The difference was that it was hidden in low-income neighborhoods like trailer parks. This community was 3 miles from our house in the same town where I grew up, and I never even knew that it was there. The second thing we learned was that the majority of the teenagers that we met in this mobile home park were not graduating from high school. For my wife and I, this was devastating news. And so we started asking questions, and we talked to parents in this community, and based on our conversations, the parents in this neighborhood invited us to be part of a solution. And so in 2012, we launched the Path Project with the mission of guiding kids in mobile home parks on their path to graduation and God's purpose for their life. We do this by going into mobile home park neighborhoods, opening and operating a community center where paid staff alongside volunteers work with parents, students, teachers in the local school, all with the same goal of helping kids find their path to graduation. Over the last few years, we've seen some great success. We have seen academic achievement improve, and most importantly, we have seen graduation rates increase. Since 2012, we've been able to duplicate our model. And over the last few years, we've expanded from one neighborhood into now serving in 8 mobile home park neighborhoods. 7 are here in Metro Atlanta, and 1 is in Nashville, Tennessee. And over the next few years, we have an opportunity to scale into other cities around the Southeast. And so tonight, what we want to do is simply ask you for your help. You guys are people that know how to solve problems. And as we've talked about tonight, you guys know that the network and our relationships are the critical component. So one thing specifically that we're looking for is if you know people in cities like Chattanooga, Greenville, South Carolina, Orlando, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, and of course, here in Atlanta, especially in the Gwinnett County area. If you know people from local churches, local businesses, if you know folks that are strategic investors, strategic thinkers about how to scale an organization, we would love to connect with you, connect with them. You can find me on the Plywood app. My name is Jim Hollandsworth. You can find us online, pathproject.org. Now, I know many of you may be thinking to yourselves, well, what about Sophia? What happened to her? Well, I'm excited to be able to share with you that in 2016, Sophia became the first person in her family to graduate from high school. And it was really fun for us because in this picture is my wife with Sophia, and we were able to keep our promise to Sophia about showing up at her graduation. She's currently in college at Georgia Gwinnett College, on track to graduate, and we couldn't be more proud of her. And I think if Sophia was standing here on this stage today, she would say that the most important thing that the Path Project did for her was that we simply stayed. We didn't leave. At the Path Project, we're disrupting the dropout culture in mobile home parks by showing up and not leaving. And we'd love your help to do that for more kids. Thank you.
That's great, Jim. All right, Amanda?
Hi, thank you so much for what you do. This is really incredible. For my question, I'm wondering if you can tell me you're a nonprofit. Can you maybe share with us some of the ways that you're earning revenue, whether that's through grants, earned revenue, all the different ways that you are scaling this and affecting more lives?
Yeah, great question. So about 98% of our revenue is from private donors. So we have local churches, local individuals in the communities where our parks are located. We have some grants that we do. Again, it's still all been private. So about 2% of our income is from program expenses from the families that are involved in our program. So expenses for camps and after-school programs and that kind of stuff. But the majority of our funding so far is privately funded.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Go for the Path Project.
You got the clicker for me. Well done.